Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Talent Corner in 2022. I hope everyone is settling into the new year nicely. But yeah, 2022, let's go get it. So today I thought, usually with the beginning of the year, there's all this energy, there's all this drive to make career moves. The job market usually has a lot of openings position wise, there's vacancies out there. So I just thought while we're still on that new year, new me, make moves drive, let me just touch on a bit on cover letters. Last year, I did a video on how to write a winning CV. So maybe once we're done with this video, or once you're done watching this video, you can go back to that one or watch that one, come back to this one because they work very closely together. So anyway, cover letter. What is a cover letter? It's basically your application letter. Some employers or recruiters refer to it as a motivation letter. It's basically the same thing. At the end of the day, what it does or what it is basically just a support of your CV. So it does this in three ways. One, it introduces you to the recruiter, the hiring manager, or employer, whoever it is that you're trying to reach out to or market yourself to. Number two, it matches your job, the job description or the role that you're applying for to your skills, or so your CV, the skills, achievements, the experience, whatever abilities you've reflected in your CV, it now matches this to the role, what the people are looking for. So basically, the second part, I would say, it gives them insight, right, into your CV and why you're a strong candidate. And the third and most important part is explaining why you are the right candidate for the role. So basically, the format. I'm guessing cover letters have been around since back in the day, before there was emails, there was application tracking systems. For some reason, they're still around. Obviously, if they're still around, it means there's some importance to it in the recruitment process, and therefore, please let's give them the attention and importance that it needs. The format, if you are going the old school route, or if the requirement is the old school route for your cover letter or application letter to be sent via post, you are going to stick to the old school way of writing a letter. So addresses at the top, yours, theirs, whoever it is that you're reaching out to. With the traditional mail one as well, you want to make sure right at the end, when you're done with everything, you sign with your name and actually include an actual signature. It's going to be a bit different with the emailed version. At the signature point, please just try to use an electronic signature. If you don't have one, you can print, sign, scan, but just maintaining that level of professionalism. In the event that you really cannot go this route, it's still fine. Just include some sort of initial, your initial to sign off. So the email one as well, you can have your addresses not as traditional as the old school. So you can just, in the beginning of the letter, have to the hiring manager. Some companies usually say who to address it to, so it'll be to the HR director, to head of HR, whoever it is that it is being addressed to. So you can have that. The email, very important, include in the subject of the email, because you will not have the opportunity to write on an actual envelope, include the position that you're applying for in the email. So for example, it will be application for position XYZ or application dash XYZ. I know government and a lot of other companies, they will usually give a reference, like an actual of reference for their internal processes. So you will reference that exact reference that they've put in that advert also in the subject, so that whoever's opening the mail knows exactly what it is that they're opening. So what else? We talked about the post, the email. If you have the name of the person that this letter is going to, that is great. Very unlikely, but in the event that you do, that's lovely. You address it to them. In the event that you don't, it is dear sir or madam, or to who it may concern. Like I said, most companies will actually put in the advert who to address it to, so that just makes it a bit easier. Your cover letter should be very short and to the point. It should be very concise and just have exactly what is needed in there. You're not replicating your CV. It is just a support of your CV. Most of the time, you're going to find that some organizations only require the cover letter and then make a follow-up to get your CV. Some will ask just for your CV. Others will ask for both. So in the event that they ask for both, you have to be very smart in the sense that you don't want to take your CV word for word, copy and paste, and then put it in your CV, in your cover letter, sorry. You're going to reflect only those elements that are giving a personal touch, basically. So you want to draw whoever's reading your cover letter in for them to consider you, but you also just want to, because a CV is very, as much as I say a cover letter is short and concise, a CV is even shorter. Because it's professional, you cannot add personal elements to the CV. So this is where you get a chance to just shine a little and let your personality out in the cover letter. So just short, straight to the point. If you can, keep it to 1 page. If you can't, 2, 1.5 still works. 3 to 4 paragraphs. And the way you're going to structure these paragraphs is that the first one, obviously, you're going to mention why you are writing, or why the cover letter is coming to whoever's reading it to begin with. So you mention the position that you're applying for and reference where you found out about it. That's the first part. The second part, which is actually the most important and should be the bulk of your cover letter, is describing what you have to offer to the employer. My favorite line, what you're bringing to the table. So this is where you're going to reflect your skills, your abilities, your qualifications, your experience, your achievements, the most important ones, or the ones that are the most important part, actually, as with the CV. Here, you want to reflect things that are relevant to the position that you're applying for. So you just want that link to always be showing. And then obviously in the end, you're going to conclude. By concluding, you are now just bringing it home by convincing the employer or whoever that you're writing to consider you for the role. So you want to also include some call to action, right? Something about the organization that stands out to you. So here you can shine. You show that you've done your research and you actually want to be a part of the team. So here is where you now throw in why you want to be a part of the team, why you will be a positive addition to the team, why you will be an asset to the organization. And then if you've done that little research, you can include things such as, I'm particularly drawn to your very flexible or inclusive culture, or I believe I'll be an asset to your XYZ strategy, just a little personal element. And then maybe just a couple of hints. Number one, there's nothing wrong with using keywords from the job description or the advert in your cover letter. Do not regurgitate and put in the exact word for word version, but just those little hints that we talked about in the CV video. Throw in those keywords, link to how you have them, link to how you would be the right person to bring them, link to what you've done before that mirrors those qualities or those responsibilities in the job role. Because it is limited in space, that's what I'm going to read word for word. Because it is limited in space, you want to refer them to your CV where they can find specific information. So this is in the event that they've asked for both. So you say, as reflected in my CV, I have 10 years experience in whatever sectors. Then the person can then go back and actually refer and see what it is that you did in those 10 years, as opposed to now putting in everything that you did in those 10 years. And then you see your cover letter has 20 pages, right? Each paragraph, like I said, should have a reason for being there. Hook the reader in. Depending on the level, obviously, of the job that you're applying for, or if it's just a motivational letter for someone to take interest in you, you can include right at the end that you welcome any other opportunity in the organization. This makes it easier for recruiters because you're able to then filter and know that in future you can consider this person, or if the position is too you're overqualified, underqualified, we can still just keep your CV and refer to it for other openings, right? And another very important one, please make sure to edit your cover letters. I know some people, you have the same cover letter. There's nothing wrong with that, but just with your CV, you have to keep updating it. If in the event that you have a new position that you want to apply for and you're going to use your old cover letter, make sure that the person that is being addressed to, if you've included the name of the organization in the letter, you edit to now reflect the new one. So in summary, your cover letter should be brief. It should tell whoever is reading why why you stand out, why you're the best candidate, why they must choose you over everybody else. And it should evoke some sort of emotion. Like I said, this is the part where you can bring in your personality basically into reaching out to whoever it is that you're reaching out to, right? Unlike the CV. But like I said, do not rewrite the CV. And yeah, that was me for today. Still struggling to keep my videos short, so please comment. I will try drop a link here to a format that you can use for cover letter. Remember to edit it accordingly. So please comment. Let's have dialogue, guys. Comment, subscribe, and don't forget to like this video. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon on the next one.